Welcome in everybody. My name is Mark Terince, and today you're joining me on the first episode of Mark Terince Myth and Legend. So, what do I basically do? This is a podcast whereby I talk about everything that relates to myth and legends, and something funny and something mythically related. And I should just say that this is my first time podcasting, so you can easily tell, and go easy on me. So this first podcast is going to be introductory, short, and just straight to the point. Basically, we'll just be talking about two different things. There was this video I saw sometime last month on TikTok, and the video was basically talking about Thor and Shango. And in the video, the creator mentioned Shango as being the African Thor. And honestly, if you go to the comment section, people went wild. Well, like, no. Shango came first. How you say Thor how you say Shango is the African Thor? But that is the first thing I would like to talk about. So basically, what I would like to say is that trace the timeline. Trace the timeline between Shango and Thor. Africans generally we like to believe that everything started from Africa. On most things, yes. For on this particular occasion, we look at the history of Shango and the history you can get of Thor. You get to notice that they're actually not the same. They're actually not from the same timeline. But let me share more light on it. So Shango can be traced back to the old Oyo Empire because at some point in time, Shango was the Alaafin of Oyo. Oyo, a beautiful state in Nigeria, by the way, in West Africa. So the first king, the first Alaafin of Oyo was Oromiyo. After Oromiyo was Oronyo. Oronyo ruled between 1212, that's 1212, and between 1212 and 1230, if I'm not mistaken. That was the time Oromiyo ruled. So we can trace the timeline of Shango back to the 12th century. He was actually a human being who got deified along the line due to the remarkable strength he displayed. Although there's a lot of controversy that came with this. Well, it's just one of those things. While on the other hand, Thor, the earliest sightings of, because Thor was not human, Thor was always a deity, worshipped by basically mostly the Vikings. The earliest version of the worshipping of Thor that you will get to hear of or see is from when the Vikings started raiding every other places they see. And this happened around 793. The thing is, the Vikings never really stepped out of their zone. The Vikings for a long time thought they were the only ones alive. It was after a while when they started building boats that could sail across their regions. That was when they started noticing that, oh wow, there's more to this world than where they are. That was when they started raiding a lot of places. That was when the world actually knew that yes, there are such beings existing. Then they were referred to as barbarians because wherever they went, it was slaughter everywhere. So the earliest sightings of the Vikings were in 793, and already they already believe in Thor, Valhalla, and stuff. So if I'm to pick a guess, I would say Thor has been something they worshipped right from time. So if you're putting Shango alongside Thor, now you definitely agree with me that Thor has been in existence longer than Shango has been. Now you may not agree with me, but just make your findings and let's talk objectively. So basically, that's just something that I wanted to talk about. It's not something huge, it's not something crazy. But I was going through my phone and I was thinking about some puns that I was seeing, some jokes about mythology, which is something that I think you'll love. This is some good mythology. So this is talking about Hades. Hades is faithful to his wife. Hades spends his time chilling in the underworld. Doesn't really get involved in the storms other gods create. Hades is just in putting punishments over sinners. Technically, all harsh punishments were made by his wife, Persephone, queen of the underworld. But yet, Hades is the antagonist in the media about Greek mythology. And that's quite funny because Hades only, left to me, Hades only did two bad things. which was kidnapped Persephone, who at the end of the day became his wife. And there was this other goddess that he kidnapped. Was it Dementia? Demeter? Dementia? But I'm sure the Greek gurus in the house know who I'm talking about. But yeah, Hades is not as bad as a lot of people put him out to be. So I saw this one. This one's actually quite funny. It says, I just wish Medusa would stop objectifying people. Yeah, that's quite crazy. Now, these jokes are jokes that basically only mythology enthusiasts would understand. If you do not understand any of the jokes that come out of here, well, you have some work to do. All right, so let's go. I'm about to get so tanned, you guys. These were Icarus's last words. Unfortunately, Zeus was always feeling honey. Reply, and always high as fuck. Basically, if you know how many atrocities Zeus caused and how many things Zeus actually mated with, I say mating because they weren't just human beings. Zeus had intercourses with gods, human beings, inanimate things, and animals. So you get it. All right, this is a good one. So I'm taking myself as a general in the Greek army. Gentlemen, we are at war with Troy, and we must not drop our guard at all. Sir, the enemy gave us a giant wooden horse. Oh, Rad, bring it in. I keep saying this. The story of the Trojan horse can never happen in Nigeria. It is something that can never happen and will never happen. Your enemies, you are at war with your enemies. Bloody war, bloody battle, front, back, front, back. In fact, you are on the verge of winning them. Then they brought a giant horse as a gift and you accept it and bring it into your land. This particular story and legend doesn't really make sense because it really just exposes them as people that don't really know much about battles and war. Because I really don't see why you would accept such a very, very. Why would you ask? Well, I don't see why you would accept such a gift from your enemy. It's basically what went on my mind, though. Anyway, has anyone tried to see if chimpanzees or bonobos could be taught to fully master fire? Reply. This one guy did, and he was chained to a mountain to have an eagle eat his liver every single day. You all remember the story of Prometheus trying to learn the art of fire? God! Someone made a post. Which way does a cyclops win their eyeliner? Reply, it doesn't matter because nobody is going to criticize their makeup. Ah, God. That was a good Odyssey poem. Alright. We'll probably just take one more. This is from Norse mythology and it says, which Norse god was known for losing the most hair? Reply, I don't really know much about him, but his name rhymed with Balder. The most painful death in Norse mythology, Balder, who was most loved by everyone, every single being on earth, but died due to Loki's spawn, due to Loki's evil mischief, and he's just conniving ways. And uh, his name was Balder. So that was like a hint from Norse mythology. Uh, anyway, this is my first episode on Mark Terince, the Myth and Legend podcast. Tell me what you think in the comment section if you have any input, if you have anything you'd like for us to talk about. Anyway, it's going to be a fun podcast all the week. If you're a fan of mythology, if you're a fan of African mythology, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, you name it, we'll talk about every single thing here. Anything that relates to mythology, history, legend, something that you normally won't think of, a question you've always had and you wanted to ask in the comment section, and I'll make the research and come up with a video on it and talk about it. And we'll get to share minds and rub minds about all the single things, all these things on mythology and every other thing. If you're watching this on YouTube, kindly subscribe to this channel. We have a lot more coming. Thank you so much for listening all the way. You are amazing.